Hello to you wherever around the world you're watching. I'm Ben Maxwell and welcome to Saitama Stadium for our live coverage of the 2021 Levain Cup final between Nagoya Grampus and Cerezo Osaka. You just saw the Nagoya lineup on the screen. This is Cerezo Osaka's squad for today's game. They've made a whopping 9 changes from Wednesday night's clash between these two teams in the Emperor's Cup. And we'll get to all of those very shortly. It's a beautiful autumn afternoon at Saitama Stadium. Perfect conditions for football. And we're very happy that you can join us for one of the showpiece occasions on the Japanese footballing calendar. Players making their way out of the tunnel, up the steps and onto the pitch.
J.LEAGUE YBC Levain
There's the Nagoya squad in formation there. They've named 5 defenders, but yes, we're expecting Yasuki Kimoto to play in central midfield alongside Sho Inagaki. And the Cerezo lineup, youthful in central defence and up front. And it'll be very interesting to see how Seko and Nishio go at centre-back, a burgeoning partnership. First choice for Cerezo these days, and got the midweek game off, so they'll be fresh and raring to go. V6 の坂本正幸さんです。Time for the Japanese national anthem to be performed by Masayuki Sakamoto. Lovely rendition of Kimigayo there by Masayuki Sakamoto of the Group V6. Players will now pose for the pre-game team photo and finish off their preparations. For this final, it was already a fascinating game in prospect, but the game on Wednesday night that they played out in the Emperor's Cup has only added to the intrigue today. Nagoya currently 4th in the J1 League and hunting an automatic return to the Asian Champions League next year. Were defeated 3-0 on their own patch by Cerezo Osaka on Wednesday night in the Emperor's Cup quarterfinals. Here's a look at the officiating crew for today's game. Mr. Iamoto is in charge, and second from the bottom there you can see that Mr. Nakamura will be our VAR official for today. Naoki Maeda on the screen there. Nagoya forward, very exciting player, as is Takashi Inui, who has returned to Cerezo Osaka after a pretty lengthy spell abroad in both Germany and Spain, basically 10 years. And like Hiroshi Kiyotake did a few years ago, he has returned to his former club, a prodigal son, if you like. Without doubt, one of the key players for Nagoya Grampus on your screen there, number 15, Sho Inagaki. Tremendous box-to-box midfielder. And actually, Nagoya's top goal scorer in the J1 League this season with 8 goals. So everything is just about set. Quick look into the VAR room. Hopefully they won't be called on too many times, if at all, today. Tatsuhiro Sakamoto on your screen there. Pacey winger. Nagoya get us underway in their red shirts, black shorts, kicking from left to right of your screen. Cerezo are in the all-white, attacking in the opposite direction. Header flicked on by Yamada, but it results in a Nagoya throw to be taken by Kazuya Miyahara. Yoichiro Kakitani for Nagoya. Kimoto for Yoshida. Maeda drove into the box, but was well defended. That was Ayumu Seko, I think. Mitch Langerak pumps Nagoya forward. And Kim Min-tae heads back to his keeper. Kiminte forward for Kakitani, who would have been in an offside position had the ball reached him. Early chance for Grampus to attack down the right. Maida gets around far too easily, and the ball was played into the box, but Kakitani could not get his head to it. It might have even been Yuki Soma. Good tackle in midfield. Kimoto happy to lay it off. Mateus looked for the return pass. First shot on goal, a little bit too close to Kim Jin-hyun. But there's an indication of Inagaki's quality arriving in the nick of time in the centre. Has a knack of timing his runs very well. And the first shot of the game, and an early touch in the Cerezo goal for Kim Jin-hyun. That goes off Hiroto Yamada and out for a goal kick. Yamada, one of only 3 players to keep his spot in the side from Wednesday night. The others, Hiroaki Okuno in midfield, and of course the goalkeeper, Kim. Chance for Mateus to build up ahead of steam, perhaps. Managed to retain possession. Nakatani out to Yoshida. Good ball forward from Yoshida, but Maida's attempt to play it back to Soma was intercepted by Riku Matsuda. Yuki Soma, a familiar face to those of you who watched the Japan national team at the Tokyo Olympics. And there's a look at the Cerezo manager, Akio Kogiku. Took over in the middle of the season after Levero Kulpi was relieved of his duties. And Okuno was clipped. By Inagaki there, not a tremendous amount in it, and then there was a coming together between Riki Harakawa of Cerezo and Kakitani, formerly of Cerezo, of course. Made over 250 appearances for Cerezo in 2 spells with the club, did Kakitani, either side of his time in Switzerland with Basel. And certainly raised some eyebrows when he decided to take on a new challenge and move to Nagoya at the start of 2021. First a chance for Cerezo to attack the Grampus goal. But the ball is played back to Kim. And they'll reset and start again. Ball forward. Looking for Kato. And a poor touch from Kimoto. Clicked on by Yamada for his strike partner Kato. Miyahara able to clear up the pitch. And Harakawa retains possession. But his pass just out of Yamada's reach. Although good pressing by Cerezo, they've won the ball back again. Harakawa. That's Matsuda on the right. Inagaki closes down well. And Inui wins a free kick. Fouled by Miyahara. Good hold up play. Chance for Cerezo, crossing opportunity. Will he try again from deep? Matsuda, he chips the ball in to Sakamoto, who concedes a free kick. Sakamoto, tremendous player. He's done really well since joining Cerezo. Very hard worker and chock full of quality as well. Absolutely a tremendous player. Kimoto tried to play over the top. Kakitani, who waits in the centre. Mateus. Kakitani receives. A decent attempt from Kakitani. Sure, it would mean a lot for him to score in today's game. Seko, big number 15. Ball nicked away. Grampus with a chance to counter. Although Cerezo have scrapped to win it back, and Maruhashi has won his team a throw. Nice little triangle. But Grampus defended well. And have won themselves a free kick. Ball swept out to Miyahara, who's unable to bring it under control. Zeko again been the one to start most of Cerezo's attacks so far. This time he looks for Kato, but the ball just runs out of play. Upfield by Nakatani. Ooh, that was a full-blooded challenge from Miyahara. Did win the ball first. Thankfully, Harakawa's going to be okay to continue. Cerezo had the majority of the possession so far, almost 60% to Nagoya's 42. But it's Grampus who have taken the only 2 shots so far. Maruhashi's free kick into the box. Headed clear. And that's an easy claim for Langerak. The 33-year-old Australian who has been with Grampus since 2018. There's a ball forward for Soma to chase, and he gets the better of Matsuda. Waits for his runners. Inagaki sweeps it out to Mateus. Checks inside. Is he onside there, Maida? There's no flag, so it's ended up being a terrific save by Kim Jin-hyun. And Nagoya have a corner. Yes, you could see that Matsuda was playing Maeda on. Tejas to swing in, or rather play it short. The first corner of the game, now into the box, and evades everybody in the centre. Just too high for Nakatani in the centre. Cerezo bringing up the other end. Ball won back by Kato. Chance to shoot from distance. Inui, excuse me. I got my 23 confused with 29. Well over 30 yards out and flies away to Langerak's right. Matsuda. There's Yamada on the screen, a 21-year-old forward. He scored in the first leg of the semi-final against Urawa. All-important away goal for Cerezo in the first leg. Taken down superbly by Matsuda. Got away from Soma, but good covering. Saw the ball out for Cerezo's first corner of the afternoon. Harakawa, their set-piece specialist, will take. A little bit of a hairy, scary moment for Nagoya. And Harakawa's failed to bring that down, and a promising chance goes begging. Yes, the Grampus defence has been historic over the course of the last two seasons. In the 2020 J1 League campaign, they set a new record for the most clean sheets, with 17 in their 34 league games. Now, there's extra teams in the J1 League this year, which means extra fixtures. But after 33 league games, they've already broken the record they set last year. A feat made all the more impressive considering the fact that club captain Yuichi Maruyama, centre-back, has been out since the middle of May. But I said they've been a little bit shaky recently. Last weekend in J1 League play, they took a 2-0 lead at home against third-placed Vissel Kobe, but ultimately had to settle for a point after a 2-2 draw. And then, of course, Wednesday night at home against Cerezo in the Empress Cup saw them suffer a 3-0 defeat as the players pause for the first half water break. So a check on the stats so far. Nagoya have slightly pegged back the possession statistic, but still favours Cerezo 55-45. That shot from Inui was obviously Cerezo's first. And Cerezo more passes, which is understandable considering their edge in possession. So yeah, Grampus, they haven't had the best time of it lately, especially in knockout competitions. As they made it through to the East Zone semi-finals of the Asian Champions League, the quarterfinals of the competition as a whole, but also suffered a 3-0 defeat in that competition at the hands of Pohang of South Korea, who coincidentally were the team to knock out Cerezo in the previous round. A bit loose there from Nishio, but Matsuda bailed him out. Matsuda switches play out to Marahashi on the left. Was that out? The Nagoya manager, Massimo Ficudenti, clearly thought it was. And he'll be hoping that this Cerezo attack comes to nothing. Into the box, nicely laid off, and a shooting opportunity for Okuno. But he sent it flying over. It's opening up for Kato, but he sliced his shot well wide. It was Kato who scored the winner in the semi-final second leg against Urawa. His second half goal was the difference. Yoshida seemed to lose the ball in the sun there. Miyahara pursued by Kato and simply ran the ball out of play. Massimo Ficudenti there on the screen. Italian manager, previously in charge at FC Tokyo and Sagan Tosu. That's over the top for Yamada. Is he onside? No flag. This is Inui. Decent attempt, but I think the flag was belatedly raised. Or not at all. You could see the linesman over on the far side did raise his flag straight away. So apologies to him. Nakatani out to Miyahara. Cerezo go back to Kim Jin-hyun. Vastly experienced goalkeeper. Over 400 appearances for Cerezo since he joined the club all the way back in 2009. Sakamoto. Pretty well marshalled there by Soma. Ball played out to Marahashi on the left. He gets around Mateus. Kato. Inui. Closed down well by Kakitani. Grampus have a chance to slightly bump up their possession stats. Yoshida saw the run of Soma but decided to retain possession. Mateus. Maeda making a run from deep. And Harakawa happy to concede a throw that Maeda takes quickly. Miyahara dinked it forward, but Maeda would have been offside if he made an attempt to play it. Nishio out to Sakamoto on the right. Matsuda made an overlapping run and won a throw for his side. Cerezo switching play again. Maruhashi. His ball into the box. Pretty easily dealt with. Inui for Maruhashi. Kakitani again back in his own final third, helping out his defence. Sakamoto is looking for Yamada. Matsuda fraction late there. That was Inui pulling back Miyahara. And it looks like he's gotten away with a talking to and a warning. So far, Mr. Iamoto has kept his cards close to his chest. Mateus decided against sending the set piece into the box. Soma played the ball forward in the general direction of Miyahara. I'm not quite sure what sort of a run he was expecting from his teammate there. Seko. First time ball into the center from Murahashi. That's Kato to Inui. Inui switching out to Matsuda. His ball into the box, just out of the reach of Yamada. Slid in to try and make contact. But Nakatani just about did enough to impede Yamada, and the ball might have just been out of his reach anyway, even without the attentions of the Grampus captain. Miyahara back to Langarak. Kakitani was his target in the center circle. But Cerezo, who have certainly enjoyed the better of things since the water break, come again, although Yoshida, his header out of defence gives Soma a chance to run at the Cerezo back line, but then he missed Kakitani. And Cerezo can come again. On Wednesday night in the Emperor's Cup, quarter-final clash between these two sides. Nagoya were the better team out of the gates, but then just past the half hour, Cerezo hit them with 2 goals from corners in the space of 6 minutes to take a 2-0 lead into half-time. And then the Australian international Adam Taggart, who has not made the matchday squad for Cerezo today, put the icing on the cake just past the hour, and that was it. 3-0 for Cerezo. And sending them into a semi-final against Urawa in the middle of December. Yes, the same Urawa side they beat over 2 legs in the semi-finals of this competition. Sakamoto fouled. By Kimoto. Centre back by trade, but filling in central midfield today Sho Inagaki's usual partner in the center, Takuji Yonemoto, has been out injured for quite a while now. Kazuki Nagasawa has deputized there a few times, including on Wednesday night, but is back to the bench today. That one just out of Kato's reach, under the attentions of Nakatani. Inui on your screen there, as I said earlier, one of the prodigal sons for Cerezo. Got the first goal for them in their J1 League win against Yokohama F Marinos last Sunday. As Mateus wins a throw off Maruhashi, takes it himself. Combines with Maeda down the right. Maeda well defended by Kato. But Nagoya win the ball back. This is Soma. Plays the ball across the box. But Kim called Maruhashi off, and Cerezo have a goal kick. Yoshida commits the foul on Sakamoto. Harakawa, ball over the top. Soma did well, but then Kakitani was unable to retain possession. Sakamoto fouled by Yoshida again. Then Sakamoto appeared to have caught Kakitani as he tried to take the free kick quickly. Nishio across to his centre-back partner Seko. Yamada back to Maruhashi, who was caught. By Mateus. Just about. Harakawa and Maruhashi standing over this set piece. Maruhashi delivers. Yoshida got his head to it. Grampus able to clear. Mateus lost the ball in the flight and then went straight to ground. Jumped with Sakamoto. Couldn't find it, and then looks like he's going to be okay. Didn't appear to twist his ankle or anything as he landed, so good to see that Mateus is able to continue. Maruhashi will curl this corner into the center. Sakamoto put too much on that delivery. Flicked on by Kimoto, but Cerezo have it again. Sakamoto being more and more involved as the half has worn on. Maruhashi again going first time in from the left. It looked like Okuno was caught by Yoshida. Powerful header from Seko. Soma checks back to Yoshida. We'll have 2 minutes of added time at the end of the first half. A half that Cerezo have definitely shaded, but they've never really been banging the door down, and Langerak has not had a save to make of any note, at least yet. He might here. Finally pounces on it. No surprise to see Sakamoto involved. He headed down, Kato went to ground, and then Sakamoto tried to square or pull the ball back for Inui. Determined run by Soma, but it's ended up running out for a goal kick. And Mr. Imoto has blown for half-time. An interesting encounter so far in the middle of the pitch, but not a tremendous amount of goalmouth action to speak of. Cerezo have had more of the ball. But Nagoya have arguably created the better chances. So at half-time in the 2021 Levain Cup final, it's Nagoya Grampus 0, Cerezo Osaka 0. Set up for a terrific second half. Both teams with plenty of players on the bench who could make an impact in the second half. Or even if we remain level or finish the game level in extra time and perhaps even on penalties. If we are level at full time, we will have 2 halves of 15 minutes of extra time, and then again, if we're still tied after 120 minutes, the game will go to a penalty shootout. Fairly even before the drinks break. If you'll recall, the stats had Cerezo slightly shading possession to that point. But after the drinks break midway through the first half, they were much more in control. As you can see from the first half stats, 3 shots apiece. Just the one on target. That was the first of the game from Sho Inagaki for Nagoya. But yes, Cerezo up to 65% possession in the first half. Grampus looking a little threatening on the counter on a couple of occasions, but the final ball has let them down on those occasions. And despite a couple of meaty challenges and possible yellow card offences, the referee, Mr. Iemoto, has sensibly kept his cards pocketed so far. And so we are all set up for a fascinating second half here from Saitama Stadium. The 2021 Levain Cup final is scoreless at half-time. We'll pause for a brief interlude and be back with you for the start of the second half. Welcome back to Saitama Stadium. The players are back out on the pitch and we're just about ready to go for the second half in the 2021 Levain Cup final. There is a half-time change for Cerezo Osaka. The captain, Hiroshi Kiyotake, you can see on the screen, has come on for young forward Hiroto Yamada. And we're underway. Cerezo got us going in their all-white kits. They are attacking from left to right of your screen in the second half. Their opponents, Nagoya, in their red shirts with black socks, shorts and socks. Kimoto there, looking to get them going. This is Soma into the box. Harakawa able to clear out for a corner. A bright start for Grampus. Sails across the box, and there's the opener. A dream start to the second half for Grampus and Massimo Ficadenti. Naoki Maeda in the right place at the right time. Soma's corner nodded on ever so slightly. And Maeda stooped to head in. Back across Kim Jin-hyun. Nagoya today looking for their first ever Levain Cup title. And they've taken the lead in the second minute of the second half. Maeda sent the ball out to Soma, who bodies Matsuda off the ball. Cerezo able to clear. And Yoshida goes back to Langerak. A little miscommunication there out on the left for Cerezo, and there's your goal scorer, Naoki Maeda. Kim Min-tae heads out for a Cerezo throw. Riku Matsuda. Harakawa. Gets the ball out to Marahashi. His cross. Well blocked by Mateus. And then Kakitani, who seemed to have spent more time in this game back helping out his defence than threatening the Cerezo goal, wins another free kick for Nagoya. Kim Min-tae forward for Maeda. Nishio's done well. That's a terrific ball for Inui, who managed to keep his feet. Matsuda. Nishio for Kiyotake. Harakawa. Sakamoto switched it out, looking for Maruhashi, but it was too far behind his left back. So I mentioned in the first half that Nagoya were the better team on Wednesday night when these two clashed in the Emperor's Cup, or at least until Cerezo took the lead just before the half hour. It looks like the script has been flipped here as Maeda opens up for him. Nishio just kept backing off, and Maeda doesn't need too much of an invitation to let loose on his left foot. Powerfully struck, but a good save from Kim. And Nagoya have a corner. Mateus takes to the near post. Harakawa concedes. Another corner. This one taken short. Soma switches for Nakatani, but a comfortable catch for Kim. Nakatani not able to get too much power on his header. As Yoshito Okubo is being readied to come off the bench for Cerezo. The 39-year-old veteran, the all-time top scorer in the J1 League. .191 top flight goals for Okubo. Cerezo now chasing the game. Matsuda. His cross headed away. And then a loose ball came to him on the edge of the box. He lashed a shot across goal. And it will be Mutsuki Kato to make way. Matsuda for Sakamoto. That was Okubo. Back to Sakamoto. Harakawa. Touched on by Okuno, I think it was. Or Inui. But Okubo was offside. He managed to keep that in. Inui, yes, and won a throw in the process. Header on, booted clear by Yoshida. Nakatani had to take the ball out of defence, but one back by Cerezo. Loose touch by Inui, and Inagaki wins a free kick for Nagoya, who are making a double change. Soma, who worked hard down the left, and the goal scorer, Naoki Maeda. They combined for the opener there. As you can see, Kakitani did get a touch on at the near post, but it was Soma's corner, ultimately headed in by Maeda. And in this double change, Manabu Saito and Kazuki Nagasawa have entered the fray. Kakitani in two, maybe even three minds there about what to do, and ultimately lost his footing. Yoshida, first touch for Saito. Clear foul there by Matsuda. With Nagasawa on. Vicadenti appears to have shifted Kimoto back to centre back. So Yoshida should have a little bit more freedom to get forward, but there's Nagasawa and Inagaki combining. Inagaki with a chance to shoot on his non-favoured left foot and sending that high, wide and not so handsome. time a couple of the Grampus defenders getting in their own way. So the switch to a back five might be taking a little bit of getting used to for Miyahara. And his teammates. That's Matthias. Who has stayed down. Not an awful lot in that. Sakamoto and Nagasawa are coming together out by the touchline. Seko. Driven ball. Cross field. Kiyotake. Sakamoto. Slips in Matsuda. His cross is blocked by Saito. Nishio. Nishio just 20 years old and Seko 21. Obviously Cerezo supporters anticipating that this will be their first choice centre-back partnership for years to come. Just not quite clicking at the moment for Cerezo. You can see their supporters though, certainly not giving up hope. Cheering on their side, a long way to go. But Nagoya, right where they want to be in this game. A goal to the good. And as I said earlier, with their record-setting defence, Massimo Ficadenti will be backing his side in to keep their shape, keep their discipline, and most importantly, keep their lead. Still 25 minutes. Plus stoppage time for Cerezo to get back into this game. That's glanced off the head of Nakatani. Matthias back to cover and pump the ball back up the pitch. Sakamoto to throw off Yoshida. Neat little passing move by Cerezo, but not for the first time, and I'm sure not for the last today. Nakatani was back there to repel the danger. Matsuda unable to get around Saito, who again gets a block in from close range at a Matsuda cross, but it goes out for a corner. Chance for Cerezo to get their big bodies forward, and for Harakawa to swing in, or in this case, swing out his set piece. That was ambitious from Matsuda, and the end result is a Nagoya throw. Yoshida Okubo yet to have a clear sight of goal. Okuno, Sakamoto. Narahashi's pass was deflected. That's a good delivery, and this is Okubo. Inui took it off his laces. But it's drinks break time in the second half. We know Cerezo were the better side after the drinks break in the first half. They'll have to be better as well in the second. It was the goal again from a few different angles. Kakitani with the flick on at the near post. Maeda stooped to head home. And Kiyotake, who'd only been on the pitch for a matter of seconds after coming on at half time, after that man scored a goal, Kiyotake is forced to try and rev up his teammates to try and get themselves back on the level footing in this game. Okubo came on 10 minutes after the break. He knew he's been bright at times, but his radar's been off whenever he's had any kind of shooting opportunity. Cerezo continuing to boss the possession stats. But Grampus have had the better opportunities and, most importantly, have the goal. Have the lead in this game. Harakawa. Closed down by Nagasawa, who concedes a free kick. Actually, again, it was probably Kakitani defending from the front again, wasn't it? This is Sakamoto. Trying to escape the attentions of Kimoto. It's back with Sakamoto. Here he is again. Matsuda. Inui. Winning Cerezo a throw. But they're yet to create a clear-cut chance. Or test Mitch Langerak at all after going behind. Seko. Inagaki was expecting the whistle, but none came. Headed out by Kim Min-tae. Cerezo win the ball back. Harakawa. Okubo. Back to Harakawa. Mateus back defending. Let Cerezo come again. And the Grampus captain, Nakatani. Wins a free kick. Clipped there by Okuno. Well, Massimo Ficadenti, while he has gone to 3 centre-backs and 5 at the back, makes an offensive change here with Kakitani, who I guess has to be credited with the assist for that near-post flick on for Maida's goal. After doing a pair of work, it must be said, he is replaced by the Polish striker Jakub Swiaczok. Quite a shift put in by Kakitani, the former Cerezo favourite. And his assist, Maida's goal, has Nagoya on track for what would be their first ever Levain Cup title. This is, amazingly enough, their first ever appearance in the final. Before this season, they had made it to the semi-finals 8 separate times and had fallen at that stage every single time. So this is their first appearance in this showpiece event, and as things stand, they're well and truly on track to raise the trophy for the first time in their history. I was just about to tell you what Cerezo had left on their bench, and there is confirmation that they are making their third change as well. Yuta Toyokawa, the forward, is on for Okuno. Again, it's Harakawa and Manohashi standing over this set piece. Harakawa swings it in. Grampus able to clear. A long shot from distance. Had the Cerezo supporters behind that goal very excited indeed. Riki Matsuda it was from all of 30 yards. Was it deflected on the way through? It wasn't. It just glanced against the post on its way past Mitch Langerak, who is a very relieved man indeed. And the Cerezo supporters, with their hearts in their mouths as they watch that ball sail on target for the majority of its trajectory, that shot by Matsuda before it just curled away. And yes, grazed the post on its way out of play. Toyokawa, what can he do to try and turn this game around? We're inside the last 15 minutes of the 90. Pressure is all from Cerezo at the moment as Sakamoto tries to get in down the right. Yoshida does well to recover, but then simply passes the ball out of play. Harakawa. Seko for Kiyotake. Saito's definitely been busy in a defensive role since he's come on. Marahashi, can he get to that and swing it into the box? He can. Kiyotake was arriving. Try and get his head on that. Matsuda again from distance. And that was Okubo sliding in. Matsuda from 25 yards this time. Okubo sliding in. Any sort of a touch probably would have taken that past Langerak. Well, he did get a slightest touch on it. He was unable to direct it on goal. But they are the moments, aren't they? Okubo, as I said earlier, is the most prolific striker in J-League history. He certainly is a poacher, a fox in the box. He will have scored countless goals in a similar manner to that over the years. But yes, despite getting something on Matsuda's ball, was unable to steer it on target. Bit of pinball wizard there. It's ended up with Swierchok. Could he finish this game off? It's a great save from Kim, but following in, it's Inagaki. The right man in the right place at the right time for Nagoya. And their main man in midfield might have just wrapped up this game. Matsuda was unfortunate. The ball went pinballing around. Svierchok's shot well saved by Kim. But Inagaki, who has scored so many important goals for Grampus this season, has put them 2-0 to the good here. And while Cerezo have dominated possession in this game, it's very hard to see them getting back into it now. Ryoya Morishita has come on for Kimoto. But Sho Inagaki Nagoya's leading scorer in the J1 League this season, 8 league goals. And right place, right time is definitely his calling card. He scored 4 of his 8 league goals have come in 1-0 wins for Grampus. There's another game this season where he scored both when they won 2-0. So pretty much all he does is score vital goals for his side. And on one of the biggest stages in Nagoya Grampus history, as I mentioned, this is their first ever final appearance. He's done it again. And Akio Kogiku, the Cerezo manager, is just about out of options. Of course, he brought on Kiyotake at half-time. Saw his team concede the opener 2 minutes later. Then went for Okubo and Toyokawa. Some handbags back there as Cerezo try and restart the game quickly. In terms of attackers, Cerezo really only have Riki Matsuda left to call on. It's just not happening for Cerezo, is it? Yes, Riki, the twin brother of Riku Matsuda, is really the only other attacker that Kogiku could call on. They're coming together there between Miyahara and Toyokawa. Three of the experienced campaigners for Cerezo, Okubo, Inui and Kiyotake. But they're running out of time. Just over 5 minutes left of the 90. Into the box, both Nagasawa and Miyahara trying to clear. Another promising Cerezo attack snuffed out. Poor touch. Allowing Grampus to clear. Way by Kim Min-tae. And hoofed up the pitch. Just about anywhere will do for Nagoya now. Harakawa. This is Kiyotake. Sakamoto. And the shot in from Harakawa. But straight at Langerak. Both Kiyotake and Sakamoto crowded out on the edge of the box there. And despite Cerezo having all that possession, as we watch Inagaki arriving and smashing in the second. Langerak has not really been extended at all in this game. As Seko is adjudged to have fouled Sviachok. And Nagoya will try and take some time out of this game. By knocking the ball around and, well, winning throws like that. Certainly doesn't hurt either. Nakatani. The captain, as I said in the first half, in the absence of Yuichi Maruyama. There's Naoki Maeda, the scorer of the first goal, on what is shaping up to be a historic afternoon for Nagoya Grampus. Manabu Saito. Not quite time to take the ball into the corner, but it won't be long, I'm sure, before Grampus are doing that. Mateus there, who we've unfortunately not seen much of in attacking areas in this game. Has put a shift in though. That was Mateus playing it forward and looking for Saito. Cerezo coming forward through Seko, who might as well just keep on running and stick himself up front at this point. Harakawa to Matsuda. Sakamoto back to Matsuda, who tried to invent something. Kim Min-tae was alert to that, and across to clear. Time running out for Cerezo. Sakamoto through the legs of Nagasawa. Sviachok thought he'd want to throw for his side. The linesman must have seen it come back off him. Into what will be 5 minutes of second half stoppage time. That's come off Sakamoto, unfortunately for Cerezo. Who just about look out of ideas. Matsuda has been at the heart of a lot of what they've done going forward with shots from distance, more balls into the box. Kiyotake squares for Harakawa from just inside the D. Cut back inside Miyahara. But screwed it wide. And it won't be long until that man Sho Inagaki and his teammates can celebrate. Just rewards as well for the Italian coach, Massimo Ficadenti. This will be a first trophy for him in Japanese football. As I said earlier, he has basically turned this Nagoya team and defence into a clean sheet machine. And they're very close to keeping another one here on this grand stage as Morishita embarks on a very lengthy run upfield. Seko, I don't know why he's stopping on the halfway line. You might as well just keep going. Well, not on this occasion, as his teammates have lost the ball. And is it take the ball into the corner time for Kazuki Nagasawa? Pretty much. Nishio resisted the temptation to foul. Cerezo trying to break through the centre, but it's just not happening, and Yoshida chips the ball over the top for Saito, not quite able to track it down. Inui, and brilliant defending from Yoshida. Snuffs out another potential Cerezo attack. So it's going to end up being a very frustrating afternoon for Cerezo and their supporters. Saito clearly offside there, but the referee allowing Cerezo to play on. Can Sviachok put the icing on the cake? He holds up the ball rather than attempt to add some gloss to the scoreline. And that's it. The referee has blown the final whistle. A triumph for Nagoya Grampus. Their first ever Levain Cup title. After a scoreless first half, Naoki Maeda headed Grampus ahead in just the second minute of the second half. And then, with just over 10 minutes left, Sho Inagaki arrived to follow up after Jakub Svirchok's shot was blocked. Well saved with his foot by Kim Jin-hyun, but Inagaki, so often this season, the right man at the right time for Grampus, and it was the case again today. And his goal has secured the 2021 Levain Cup final for Nagoya Grampus. Disappointment for Hiroshi Kiyotake and his Cerezo teammates. A joyous occasion for Yutaka Yoshida and everyone involved at Nagoya Grampus after the disappointment of going out of the Asian Champions League at the hands of Pohang of South Korea, and indeed just this past Wednesday being defeated by Cerezo in the Emperor's Cup. Both of those games by 3-0 scorelines. Grampus have backed up today, and while being hugely outpossessed, they've taken their chances, and a warm embrace there between the captain Nakatani and his coach Ficadenti. Okubo so close to an equaliser when he slid in and made contact with Matsuda's shot. As Sho Inagaki is interviewed for Japanese TV.
自分たちここ2週間 ACL から本当にもう絶望に近いような状況で本当に苦しい時期続いたんですけど、その中でも本当チームは崩れずにみんな一枚岩となってやりましたし、本当に前回その天皇杯でセレッソさん相手に 0-3 で負けている中でも本当にホームで多くのファミリーの方々が最後まで僕らの背中を押してくれて、それが本当に力になって、そういった思いに応えたいっていう思いは本当に強かったんで、こういう結果をみんなで共有できて本当に嬉しいです。
Inagaki there has mentioned the disappointment of the defeats in both the ACL and the Emperor's Cup.
出し合いながらゲーム進めれたと思いますし、本当に全員の力だと思います。
おめでとうございます。
ありがとうございました。
さあそして前田選手自らのゴールでタイトルです。お気持ちいかがですか。
Naoki Maeda, the scorer of the first goal. Very happy and understandably so.
後半立ち上がり、あのゴール大きかったと思います。
耐えて、早い時間帯で、僕あんまりヘディングで点取ったことないですけど、気持ちで押し込めて、非常に自分にとっても大きなゴールになったかなと思思います。決めた直後、サポーターのもとに走ってきました。
Doesn't score many with his head, Maeda, as he said there himself, but very happy to score such an important goal for his team.
ありがとうございます。ありがとうございました。
Terrific stuff to hear from the two goal scorers then for Grampus. And this completes the set for them of domestic trophies. The 2010 J1 League winners under Dragan Stojkovic. He previously won the Emperor's Cup on a couple of occasions, including once back in the 90s under Arsene Wenger, and in their first ever Nabisco/Levain Cup final, Nagoya have done the job, and very shortly we'll be seeing Shinosuke Nakatani lift the trophy. We saw the officiating crew come up to receive their medals, and credit to Mr. Iamoto. Refereed the game, let it flow, kept his cards in his pocket, and yes, we referenced the VAR before kickoff. I think his name was Mr. Nakamura, wasn't it? We didn't need to hear or see from him at all. So a very well officiated game. A difficult one to take for Cerezo after they dominated possession, as we said, throughout, but I don't think they can have too many complaints, as they weren't really able to extend Mitch Langerak at all. Kiyotake picking up his runners-up medal and a trophy from the J-League chairman, Mr. Murai. Maruhashi picking up the prize money check for the runners-up. Toyokawa, Nishio, Inui, Sakamoto, Harakawa, and Okubo come up to get their medals. And there is Akio Kogiku, the Cerezo coach. Not quite Cerezo's day, was it? And Sakamoto there. Always busy, always involved. But they couldn't express themselves as they would have liked in attacking areas.
J.LEAGUE YBC Levain CUP 優勝は名古屋グランパスです。
And to the victors go the spoils, the winners climbing the stairs at Saitama Stadium to receive their medals. There's the captain, Nakatani. Led superbly from the back. As he's done pretty much all season, and especially since Maruyama went down with injury in the middle of May. Yoshida, arguably the best two-way fullback in Japanese football. Doesn't get a look in on the national team stage, but absolutely superb in this Nagoya system. Sviachok picks up the winner's check. Looks pretty happy about that too, and understandably so. A great impact on the club since he's come in the summer. 4 league goals and almost got one here in the final. Of course, Kim making the save, but then Inagaki following up. Maeda scored the opener. Miyahara there. Inagaki Terrific for him in his second season since transferring from Sanfrecce Hiroshima. Nagasawa, most recently of Urawa. Soma. And I was hoping we were going to stay on and be able to see Mitch Langerak receive his medal. A great reward for him. There he is to the right of your screen. Carrying on the tradition that Seigo Narazaki set between the sticks for so many years for Grampus. Langerak is carrying on the tradition as Nakatani gets ready. And raises the trophy. Congratulations, Nagoya Grampus.
皆様、名古屋グランパスの選手にどうぞ今一度盛大な拍手をお願い申し上げます。
Ultimately worthy winners. Goals from Naoki Maeda and Sho Inagaki have sealed a first Levain Cup trophy and a first trophy in Japan for Massimo Ficadenti. A proud day for him,
名古屋グランパス稲垣翔選手です。
as it's announced that Sho Inagaki has been named player of the match and picks up his MVP trophy. A terrific season and $1 million yen into his pocket. Not too shabby for an afternoon's work, but I'm sure that winner's medal around his neck will mean even more to Inagaki. An absolutely phenomenal season as he's about to speak to the crowd.
埼玉スタジアムのサポーターの皆様、MVP 稲垣翔選手です。おめでとうございます。お気持ちをお寄せください。
本当に自分たちここ2週間絶望のような時間を過ごしてきて、だけど苦しい中で全員が戦い抜いて、そしてファミリーの皆さんも本当に最後まで熱い応援いただいて力を押してもらって本当に力になりました。ありがとうございました。
改めておめでとうございます。 MVP さあ、稲垣選手、試合を決定づけるチーム大会初優勝を決定づける2点目のゴール、振り返ってください。
いやもう本当にそこまでチーム全員で、耐え抜いて本当に自分たちらしいゲーム運びできてたんで、本当にそういうのがあのゴールに全部乗り移ったと思います。本当感謝したいです、みんなに。
さあ、しかし稲垣選手、中2日、それも0対3というあの試合の後、期するものがあったと思いますが、セレッソどんなチームでしたか、戦ってリターンマッチ。
いや本当に天皇杯やった時からチームとしてまとまってて、本当に自分たちは苦戦させられましたし、そういった中でも自分たちが崩れることなくあの敗戦から、リバウンドメンタリティーをここで発揮することができて本当に最高です。
改めてそこから見える景色はどう見えますか。
最高です。
しかしまだまだ戦いは続きます。 ACL の道を切り開くべくまた戦いが続きます。最後になります。サポーターの皆さんにお願いします。
本当にこのタイトルがさらに自分たちの自信となってここからさらにステップアップできると思うので、まだまだ一緒に戦い抜きましょう。応援お願いします。
All right, tremendous there from Sho Inagaki, the player of the match in the Levain Cup final, as Nagoya Grampus lift the trophy for the first time in their history. Inagaki's having a terrific time up there on stage, as indeed are all his teammates. And with that, we will bid you farewell from Saitama Stadium. It's been an absolute pleasure to bring you all the action from this grand occasion today. A banner day in the history of Nagoya Grampus Football Club. A 2-0 win for them over Cerezo Osaka. And a first Levain Cup title. Again, thank you ever so much for joining us today. I'm Ben Maxwell, and it's been my great pleasure to announce this game as we sign off with a look at Sho Inagaki's goal. Thank you everybody for watching. We'll leave it there. Good afternoon and bye for now.